Happy New Year, YouTube. It is 2023, and I want to thank again everybody for all the love last year in 2022. We got the subscriber level up to 444, I believe, which is fantastic. The fact that 444 of you guys out there feel the content that I'm providing is good enough for you to subscribe and get more, it's fantastic. We're going to keep the channel growing in 2023. Goal this year would be to, let's get to that over 1,000 mark. So with that, we're going to go right into finishing off some leftover business from last year. So as you guys know, I collabed with Cameramall and was able to get use of a few Fujifilm setups. One was the GFX50S2 and the other one was the X-T5. So I have two videos that I'm going to be bringing to you guys, 2 or 3, on my experience with the X-T5. And the first one was an initial one that I released already. Today I'm going to go ahead and talk about an on-location shoot I did with this. So this is Warren in the future, if you will, kind of giving you some feedback on the video. So I'll go ahead and roll the information, or I should say roll the footage and the images from that shoot right now. All right, so we are about to do a shoot. We got a 2-light setup with 8400 and an 8200, and I have in my hand the X-T5 to test with on loan from Cameramall. So one of them, we got 2 wonderful models with us today, and I got one with me right here. I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Christy.
What's that Instagram so we can make sure everybody, get you some new followers?
I have an Instagram.
What? Oh my God! So what are we in now? TikTok? What we doing? What we doing?
I mean, we can still do Instagram.
Okay, well, you want to give everybody your Instagram?
It's Kiki X Mommy at Instagram, obviously.
And I'll make sure I'll put that somewhere up here, or it'll definitely be in the description. So we got a wonderful kind of Christmas shoot set up with us today. I got my 2 partners in crime who leaving me out of town. Got Les over here, and I got Mr. Eric. Yep, I'm showing him. I'm talking bad about him. I might not edit this part out. Leaving me, going out of town, just leaving a brother cold. Oh, okay. Oh, you good? Yeah, you know it. You gonna make you laugh. Come on now. I like those smile pictures. Oh, serious, no smile. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Do it, girl. Do it. Come on, Prancer. Dancer. Come on. So as you guys saw, I had a lot of fun with Les and Eric on this shoot, and definitely had fun with Christy and had fun with Rimia. So overall, the images came out great, very comparable to the XH2 and the experience I've had with XH2 shooting with strobes. So we had the Godox AD400 along with AD200s. And the imaging was fantastic. I was able to do a lot with the files with that 40 megapixel and the new sensor, just like I did with the X-T2. It was definitely a lighter setup because it's a smaller camera than the XH2. The grip wasn't that big of a concern, but I did have to make a conscious effort to make sure I was definitely holding it. I had my Peak Design hand strap on so that I could make sure that that camera was secure, because just as again in the past when I had the XH2 and had the XT2 and the XT3, I had to make sure I had a grip on that camera so I can comfortably hold it. And then of course the Peak Design wrist strap was a backup. In this scenario, the Peak Design wrist strap was definitely going to make sure I did not drop that camera while I went back and forth shooting it. But all in all, it performed as expected. I didn't really have a whole lot of issues with missing focus whatsoever. As you see on the shots with Remia where she's holding the lights, I was able to basically have some fun getting some detail in those low light situation. I didn't use strobe in that scenario, so it did well there. As you see in post with the pictures from Christy and the pictures from Remia, that I was able to do a lot of playing around with this and get my creative artistic feel to the photos that I went ahead and delivered to the models. So I'm very impressed with the X-T5. I was going to be impressed with it because it's pretty much the X-H2 with some features missing, if you will. But when it comes to the X-H2 and the features that the X-T5 have that I'm looking forward to, hopefully in this January firmware update that Fujifilm has announced, is that it gets the record window. Now, I did not record a lot of video with this camera. Unfortunately, I had it a lot shorter than I did with the GFX 50S. I really only had it a weekend. But did play around with it, just playing around with the settings, getting the camera to what I needed to be able to shoot. I saw that is definitely a feature I would love to use with the video creating I'm doing for this YouTube channel. And being able to see that red square on the LCD letting you know that you're recording video is fantastic, and I'm really hoping that they bring that to the XH2 line. I hope actually they bring it to the XS10, because XS10 is a powerhouse little camera that I think is fantastic for anybody that's starting out and don't want to spend the money on XH2 or X-T5 or X-T4 for that matter, and be able to, I believe, have a fantastic kit to work with. So with that, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think of how I did with the X-T5 on location, shooting strobes, shooting low light without strobes. Let me know what you think about the images and what I was able to do with those. Feedback is always great, you know. And then next, I will be going out on a photo walk and seeing how I can do with it. It's a street camera, which is how I would primarily use the X-T5 for sure. But of course, you can use any camera for street. So with that, I'll end this one before I ramble on too long. Again, happy 2023 to everybody, and see you guys on the next video.